Hey you guys, we're talking about football season by Bath and Body Works today. It just dropped this past Monday, October 27, 2025, and we're going to talk about it. Alright, you guys, this is a totally different video from me. I am not used to recording myself. This is my first time, so please stay with me. I'm trying to put out the best content that I can. So we've got football season right here. We just picked it up on Monday. I've been wearing it along with the body cream, and I'm gonna give you guys my best impressions of it. So when you go to the Bath and Body website, this is what the description says. Cozy up on the bleachers with a warm flannel blanket, it's game time. That's actually a very good description of this scent. But here's the interesting part about it. On their website, the fragrance notes are different than what is on the bottles. So you guys can see here on the bottle, the fragrance notes say bright citrus, sage, smooth, amber. Well, on their website, the fragrance notes are fresh eucalyptus, blue sage, and cedarwood. It makes me wonder if their test groups and their home office had two different ideas of what the scent notes would be, because I haven't seen this happen with them very often, doing different fragrance notes on the website versus the product. They did have the whole thing with sweater weather, like the candle was different from the body care, but this is two completely different fragrance notes. So we'll go with their website first. Fresh eucalyptus is described as a crisp, green, and menthol cooling plant or leaf. It's similar to mint and pine, comes from eucalyptus trees native in Australia. And the essential oil contains eucalyptol, which is the cooling effect in it. Blue sage is described as an aromatic, sweet, earthy, and herbal plant, derived from the leaves of Salvia azorea, also known as sage plants, basically. Your common sage plant is blue sage, I guess. One of the common. And last we have cedarwood. That's a dry, woody, fresh cut timber. It's a wood. Very common. It's grown all over the planet. Now for the actual packaging, bright citrus is basically a sparkling, juicy citrus note. It's a little bit effervescent. It can be like a burst of lemon zest or orange peel. It's typically a cold pressed orange peel. Sage, just plain sage, is earthy, herbal, and slightly peppery. Dry, aromatic freshness. It's derived from the leaves of the common sage plant Salvia officinalis, used in ancient times for cleansing and purification. I like that. Last note here is smooth amber. This is described as a warm, golden, resinous fragrance note. It's similar to vanilla or honey or a soft woods. The smooth part means it's creamy, not sharp or smoky. Amber is typically manufactured with labdanum resin, benzoin, and vanilla compounds to create a cozy, glowing sweetness. So, alright, let's talk about the fragrance that everybody's here for. Alright, you guys, I have my notes here that I do before my videos where I sit and I smell the fragrance and I try to break it down with the best words that I can use. But we did just spray it. I'm smelling it right now. It's a really nice fragrance, honestly. It's a little bit different for Bath and Body. And when you guys first spray this, you're definitely gonna get the fougere aromatic green character of this fragrance. But also in the back, even right from the first spray, you're gonna catch a little bit of the amber oriental influence, the sweet resinous influence there. It opens kind of like an herbal foresty scent. And there's almost a little bit of a wet grass note in there too. The herbal, natural essence of it. Very woody with the herbal. It's definitely more complex for Bath and Body, and we like that. We appreciate that. We appreciate that, Bath and Body. I love the open of this fragrance. As it dries down, you definitely lose some of the herbal sweet, and you pick up a lot more wood. It retains its leafy greenness, but it does go into a sweeter, woodier dry down. I would basically call the dry down like a woods and resin, almost cashmerian. A little bit of incense, maybe. I might be stretching to say that. But it's really smooth and soft. It's a really comfortable fragrance. It's kind of natural and cozy. It does have a natural green element to it, as well as the wood. The only synthetic part of this fragrance that you're really catching is the amber, the sweetness. Besides that, it does have more of a natural feeling to it, which is great for Bath and Body. They have their aromatherapy line, and then they have all their other lines. There's a separation between them. But this fragrance does feel like a mixture of aromatherapy and regular body care lines. I would 100% say that this fragrance encapsulates the feeling of like a worn fleece, like you put on some cologne that morning and you wore a flannel or a fleece out uh, out for a walk in the woods or to the apple orchard. Some broken leaves, and some of those resins that you're smelling. It does have the kind of like a worn cologne, resinous outdoors. Worn cologne because of the sweetness, the little bit of sweetness. But it's a really nice fragrance. This for Bath and Body, this is a 10 out of 10. For the occasions and versatility, I would definitely say this is a fall time fragrance. Fall going into the winter. You could wear this during the daytime, evening. You could even wear it for a nighttime event. It's not the most loud, attention grabbing fragrance, but it's comfortable enough to wear it almost anywhere. And this is another fragrance that I would really call it unisex. It does lean masculine, but in my experience with retail, a lot of women like masculine scents, actually. A lot of women at Bath and Body like teakwood, for example, and they use it themselves. A lot of girls and women are going to love this fragrance because it is sweet as well as natural, woody. I would definitely consider this a unisex scent. I do think a lot of women are going to be picking this up for their children, their husband, or even themselves. The bottle design and atomizer, this is the same as all the other Bath and Body bottles that they've been doing. The square bottle with the black cap. I'm not the biggest fan of the caps. They're plastic. This does fit very tight, but I think it almost fits a little bit too tight. I would prefer a magnetic lid and also just a different lid. I think this black lid, like this is such a great fragrance for them this year, and they did the little football logo on it. I really feel like the lid should have been like a wooden football with the men's shop written on it, or just something different. This black tight lid is tacky, and it looks cheap. And this fragrance doesn't smell cheap, even though it's a cologne. So that's my only complaint. Besides that, I like the kind of teal colored bottle. It fades into a clear. The atomizer. Pressurized mist. That's a newer feature that they've been doing. Back in the day, we didn't have pressurized mists, okay? That's a new feature, and I do like that. It makes the spray a lot more even and easier to get all over your body, especially if you like to hit the back of your neck, anywhere the back of your body. I generally hit my back and some of my legs in the back if I really want to turn up my scent. And those bottles are very easy to spray, very easy to use. No complaints really besides the lid. So now we're going to get into comparisons and other forms. This could be a little complicated because if I'm going to compare this fragrance to any other scent that Bath and Body carries, I would say that it has the DNA a little bit of teakwood or graphite, because to me graphite has a little bit of teakwood DNA to it. Graphite and teakwood to me smell almost the same. Teakwood, a little more softer and sweeter, honestly. Graphite, a little more cleaner and cardamom like almost. But I get a little bit of that teakwood graphite DNA, like just a little bit in this fragrance. What I thought that this fragrance would be very similar to is Woodlands that they put out in holiday 2023, I believe is when this came out. Because the fragrance notes are almost the same, honestly. I thought that football season would be almost the same as this, but it's not. But it's really not. Woodlands is a lot more. I don't know, like powdery cologne. It's a lot more like a perfume called Night Vision by Spice Bomb Night Vision. It's a little bit like that. Football season and Woodlands, they're not really the same. Only that very little bit of what they're calling sage. I would say the sage in Woodlands is more pronounced. Football season to me, the sage almost leans a little bit more like pine tree, but those aren't exactly the same. The DNA though, football season that it shares with teakwood graphite, the DNA, the original DNA of all of that though, is Abercrombie Fierce. That's what teakwood is inspired by, I believe. Some people are definitely going to pick up Abercrombie Fierce DNA from teakwood, and you're going to catch a little bit of it in football season. But what I like is that football season is different from those. Honestly, if I could compare football season to any other fragrance, now that I've thought of it, it's like it's all I can smell when I smell football season. It smells like Burberry Hero EDP. Honestly, like the resiny, piney sweetness. It's the dry down of football season is 100% Burberry Hero EDP, which I'm happy about. I mean, Bath and Body has been duping a lot of their fragrances, copying a lot of other fragrances, and renaming them as their own. But I'm not mad about that. I love Burberry Hero EDP. It's an expensive perfume, and I'm happy to have a similar scent profile at Bath and Body that I can get on a good sale for not much money. Overall, football season is a mass appealing green scent. And it came in a few other forms as well. You can see back here some of them. Well, all of them, actually. It came just this Monday. They released the body care, the cologne, the body spray, the 3-in-1 body wash, a hydrating cream. I want to say a month or 2 months ago, they did the candles, the 3-wick, the single wick, as well as the room spray. I've had those since they came out, and I just picked up all the rest of the body care. For the creator, we never really know who makes the scents at Bath and Body. And I'll say this over and over again. They do show more about their company when you work for them and you do their training videos. You do get to see a lot more behind the scenes and what's going on with the development of their products. The common public, we really don't get that information. From what I'm seeing, from what I'm reading, is it's likely a third party that develops their fragrances called Simrise. And this formula does fit their current trend of warm, woody, herbal hybrids like Whiskey Reserve that they just did. Either way, all I have to say is thank you very much, whoever created it. I'm really enjoying this scent. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it. I think it's something that can come back every holiday. I think it's authentically Bath and Body. It doesn't exactly copy another perfume, but it is very similar to Burberry. Either way, we're very happy with this creation and we thank you. My personal take on this fragrance, I really enjoy it. It's one of my more favorite scents from Bath & Body this year. Besides Immortal, these two I think are the most unique and special fragrances Bath & Body did for men this year. They had that one at the beginning of the year for New Year's. I have it in my storage and I can't remember what it's called. They did that one real quick during the holiday right before SAS, but that came and left. I think this one that they're doing alongside football season, Adrenaline, it's going to be the same way. It's going to come and go. I smelled it. It's not unique enough for me to review. Bath & Body does sometimes put out a quick fragrance that comes in for about 2 or 3 months and then it disappears and you never see it again. I don't think football season is going to be one of those. I think it will 100% be returning for holidays now. And if I'm going to say anything else, I would say that Bath & Body is rolling out their holidays early this year. It started around summer. they got into fall. And we're the week of Halloween right now, and they have already removed all their Halloween, and they're pushing Christmas holiday, which I love the marketing and the branding that they're doing this year. The train, like the Polar Express vibe with the marketing. I do like what they're doing this year. I think that's really cute. The blotters in the store, the little strips of paper that you spray the fragrance on to smell it, those look like little train tickets right now. Somewhere in this video should be quick little shot when I was in the store picking up the football season. And as far as their other holiday body cares, a lot of it I'm not interested in. A lot of it is more geared towards women than it is men. Their men products tend to be much less than they do for girls and women, because I think girls and women is their primary demographic. But I really want to focus on more the men's side. So the other men's fragrance that they did was Adrenaline. I told you wasn't that interested in that. I don't believe that's going to be a returning fragrance. But they did in aromatherapy do Eucalyptus Pine. And this is basically a repackage of Northern Brights that they did, I believe it was 2023, the same year as Woodlands. What the bottle says is that it's a blended aroma of eucalyptus essential oil and pine extract, inspired by the sense of a Nordic forest, a moment of reflection under the northern lights and the beauty of falling snow. The description essentially is telling you the hint of Northern Brights. It's like the same description as Northern Brights. And it is a repackage of Northern Brights essentially. This is a bright, kind of sweeter pine. The species of pine that I would say is like a fir balsam, like a Christmas tree, essentially. This basically has like sweet leaf Christmas pine needle is what this smells like essentially, which is perfect for us men because there's a lot of perfumes outside of Bath and Body that you can layer with this very nicely, and you can get really unique and nicer scent by adding this to your layering. You use this like as a layering tool. Not only does that hydrate your skin and keep your skin looking nicer the older you get, but lotions work great for layering, and they also make your perfume stick and project and work a lot better. If you're a guy and you're not moisturizing, I suggest you start. Eucalyptus Pine is a great scent to throw in there. Goes with a lot of different smells. Very fresh, a little bit sweet, but it's not so sweet that it's girly. It's just a really great product that they do. They don't release it every year. So if you see this in the stores or if you see it on the sale, definitely get some. It might not be back for a few more years. Alright, you guys, and that's essentially it for this video. This video is a little bit different than what I've been doing. I just want to take this moment to let you guys know that I'm not that comfortable being on camera. It feels very weird for me. And it's not what I had in mind when I was making this YouTube. I wanted to just talk about perfumes and use my voice. But the more I get into this and the more that I look at other YouTubers, I feel like I have to put my face out here, and I have to put the face behind the voice out here, and I have to create a personality to have a YouTube presence. That feels very weird for me. I'm not that comfortable putting myself out there, but I really love perfumes and I love nature. I love filming nature for these videos. So I don't want to stop at where I was. I want to keep everything growing. I want to try to evolve with this channel. And I hope that's something that you guys can get on board with. I'm going to continue to try and evolve with my videos, and we'll see where it goes. And last but not least, if you guys could please check out my other channel, Anything But Summer. That's where I put all of the nature footage that I take for my reviews, and I put it on there as a more atmospheric, relaxing type of content, primarily for relaxing, studying, sleeping. When I was in college, I heavily relied on those types of videos. I've been to college more than once. I always heavily relied on that type of content to help me focus. And even when I'm working on my information for these videos, I tend to just play natural sounds, natural videos so I can focus. So that's why I put that all there. Really enjoy making that content. That's what got me started on YouTube and wanting to make content. It was first that. So please check that out if you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you guys next time.